So we're out here today. We're getting started on a condominium project, 4 stories. Danny, it's okay, you can be in shot. Or sorry, 5 stories actually. So this is Beacon Roofing Supplies truck. I just got tar on my finger. This is actually loading all the materials up. So we're gonna get up on the roof right now, and we're gonna do a walkthrough. I'm here, I'm one of the owners. That's Michael Mondays, commercial production manager, is a roofer.
Hello.
And there's my lovely wife, 3 months pregnant, okay? We're starting 3 commercial jobs today.
Yeah.
That's crazy for me, because I used to be out here and I'd be like trying to lift stuff up with a rope 5 stories doing dumb shit. And here we are, we're doing three roofs in a day. That's freaking awesome.
Hello, good morning. My name is Michael Monday. I'm the Senior Commercial Project Manager here at Trust Roofing. I've been with the company for about a year. I share the same passion, desire, and will as Robin does, as our owner. Every single job I take very intimately. I do the job from point A to point B. After the sales executive sells the job, I take over from there. I meet with the client, I do my pre-site walk, I do my walk when we do our load material drop-off, which is now today. I stay up here with the guys to make sure everybody has a scope of work completely correct. And then with that being said, we come back through, make sure that we do a complete tear-off, make sure that we're in compliance with all OSHA codes, and then make sure that we're in compliance with the local municipalities. Been with the company for a long time. I give it everything I have. The owner gives it everything he has. A lot of owners with commercial companies are not on job sites as much as Robin is. So if he's gonna go through a brick wall, I'm gonna go through a brick wall for him.
We'll do a couple selfies here. Come
That's
here, baby.
it. Now this taper here is 1/8 inch, and we're tapering it, we're splitting it right down the middle. So I always call this the split
do you think an
cone.
1/8 of an inch is going to be good enough on this? There should be some built in.
Yeah, because we're taking this all the way down to the deck.
Yep.
So if we weren't taking it off down to the deck and we were going on top of this, 1/4 inch would be a lot better of a flow than the 1/8 inch.
Yeah.
So, but like I was saying earlier, we're splitting it. So it's kind of like a part of your hair. I don't know. I don't have any hair. You don't have any hair. Robin's got a beautiful set of hair. Nope. I got nothing. I got nothing. But pretty much the taper is going to be going whoop in both directions. I'm going to build a cricket on that wall. And a cricket formally is just a cricket that sits out like this, like a upside down triangle. And when the water hits the top of it, it will just divert right to the scupper drain itself. So I don't know how many owners I've ever met from a very large business that has physically assisted in a roof load with their 2 hands. So kudos to Robin right there. I've been doing this for 30 some years in the state of Florida. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that. So kudos to you, Robin. There you go. But besides that, getting material coming up right now.
All right. His performance review is coming up in case you didn't notice. I'm kidding.
Take this and I want to put a coping cap on it because that's what they already have it bid at. This is styrofoam, so this is all aesthetic. This is beautification, all right? So when we put this in, we're gonna adhere the face edge right here, which is white. I already cleared that with Mark, that's who our contract is with, to put that here, just only to here. But we're gonna take it and cap it over.
So how are you gonna adhere? You're gonna adhere to this with spray foam?
We're gonna do, well, no. We're gonna do that with the mastic adhesive glue, and then probably I'm going to take some self-tap cons and just bring them right into that because this is the high density foam.
All right, look, here's what you do. Here's the secret. I'm going to tell you the secret. Before you do that, whatever that idea is, you're going to turn bar the TPO right here.
Yeah, that's the main point.
Yeah, turn bar the TPO right here. That way, if that does something, it ain't going to still leak or the roof's not going to go anywhere. So turn bar there like usual, turn bar there. That way because I don't know, the glue and then the tap con. I mean, it'll work. I'm just a little scared. Because
of the material of it, that's why we have to use the adhesive. All right, so we have a load coming up over here. I just want to get you back a little bit. That is part of our taper package that's coming down. So we do four bundles at a time, depending on what the bundle is. Stop them right there. I know the winds are getting a little bit higher. Yep, bring them down right there, and then we can move that depending on what the ISO is. If it's just a 2-inch, if it's 1.5, it's an A board, AA board. There's so many different boards that come in with a taper system itself. You're anywhere between 36 and 48 pieces on an individual bundle. So that's how, when we order, I know how many pieces come on a bundle, and then I do the math of the square footage and the square and what we use in the roofing industry to figure out exactly how the layout is going to be, how many layers we're going to be, what our base layer is. And then I go ahead and order that efficiently of how many number of pieces come in a bundle.
All right, so this is day 2 on this commercial project that we're working on in Redington Rocks Beach. So a lot of things that we can talk about, but today we're basically removing the old roofing, and then we're gonna get into little by little installing the insulation of the TPO. Right now we're in summer, so we have to do this in stages. So day 1, they're gonna take that edge off, get that all roofed in, and then they'll start to probably work on a little corner area. But we never wanna take off more than we can cover and roof in the same day. That way we can't be at the adverse effect of any kind of weather events that might come and hit us. Really quick, there's a lot that goes into a commercial project. So one thing is this is an AC, and this is its connection onto this AC stand. So one thing that's gonna happen during this process is we will change out this hardware, because right now it's all old, it's all rusted. So this is gonna get changed out, so we actually have this brand new and nice and secure for these air conditioning units, right? Because when hurricanes come in, they will try to move and try to grab onto these. Keep going. All of these pipes that currently have this foam wrapping on it, this is all gonna get removed all the way down. We're gonna have a really nice clean TPO pipe flashing that goes around it and flashes that in. So something I like about TPO is that all these details around these, we're able to fabricate with the TPO itself, all one seamless system as long as those welds are good. Let's go this way. So on this roof, we see all of this insulation. So this insulation comes in varying sizes. So like, for example, this right here, let's see where we can see it. Over here, it tapers from about a 1/2 inch, right? And then it builds up higher, right? So that's gonna allow us to start at the bottom and then work our way up slowly toward the top of the roof. So on this roof, the top is this middle section right here, and it works its way down to these drains. So that drain is gonna be the lowest point, and we're gonna build it all the way up to there. So that will help mitigate and lessen the little bit of ponding and puddling that we have going on this roof. Then on these here, the drain itself, which is the most important detail on a roof like this, we're gonna actually take that out and then change it out with a new TPO coated drain that's gonna have the TPO come out like this, so we can have our weld right into it, right out, and then into that downspout and leader head box. We're not changing the downspout and leader head box out on this roof. They're in okay condition, but it's a beautiful day. I mean, we can see the beach out here, see people enjoying their day on their patio over there. So beautiful project on this one. It's gonna be about 1 to 2 weeks, just depending on weather and if we get hit by any delays and how much the guys are able to get done each day, again, dependent on that weather.
When am I getting invited to the baby shower?
Whenever we set a date up, it can be in October. You're getting an invite.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be
You'll
pissed
get an
if I
invite. You'll
don't.
get an invite. I'm inviting everybody. The more people I
Okay.
invite, the more gifts. And baby's
Yeah,
expensive,
exactly,
dude.
exactly.
I already got what's it called? Newborn babies from Maggie and Jared. I went over, I saw their baby.
Yeah.
Their baby's the cutest thing ever.
Well,
Cutest fucking thing ever.
well, you gotta
And
wait.
they said, well, we only used 1 week worth of newborn diapers. You got so big, so we already have an extra box. So I got an extra
Hey,
box.
there you go.
So my
You're already
newborn
ahead of the
diapers are
game.
covered.
All right, well, I got them set up.
That's going in the shot. Put that in the show. That's the show. It's a show about nothing.
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
It's
Man, what the hell? How long? It's been a few weeks. More weeks?
yeah. So
crap.
from start to finish, I mean, it's been about 4.5 weeks
Yeah.
since we completely started the project, and now we're finished, and we've already staged off from the last time being here. We had our materials being flown up, and then we had our trash rocket, and we had our dumpster, and then we had all of our service vehicles. So that's now been pushed out because we're done with the roof. And now they're going on to a separate phase of painting the building so we can come in and finish up with all of our downspouts, all of our leader heads, which there's 3 on both sides of the buildings, and then there's 1 on the back, and then putting in our gutters. But it is a process. We also have to wait until the painting is done to do that. So we wanted to make sure that we kept with our guideline of dates that we hit it. So when we usually set a date or a scope on a job, we're gonna say, hey, we're gonna be there from 2 to 3 weeks. And we always make sure that we get and hit that time frame, because there is a separate painting contractor that was already scheduled to be here yesterday, and they were here. We were off the job this past Thursday, so it worked out absolutely perfect onto our schedule, what we gave them, and to what their schedule is to do the painting. So that's always a good factor.
He brought up a good thing about sequence. So the downspouts, the reason they go in second is because they're going to paint the building all nice, and then our downspout, whatever color they want, goes in. If you do that second, the area behind the downspout will not get touched with paint, and then now the painters have another thing to tape off around so that their new paint doesn't hit the downspout. So sequence is everything in construction. Sometimes if you're working with a company, they'll just go and send it all. They might not ask you those questions. So we think with what's the next trade, what's the right sequence, things of that nature. But we're on about week 4 on this, so we're done. We've been done for a bit now. So now Michael and I are just basically doing a final inspection. And he always does this. I don't always do them, but for this particular roof, my sister sold it, and yeah, we're gonna go up there and just take a look at the roof and make sure the quality's in and there, and that everything's ready for the gutter guys to come wrap it up.
Yep.
Let's get on the roof. Let's do it. Very, very tight. Sometimes you'll see a crew that doesn't, isn't as experienced as Juan and their guys, and there'll be ripples, there'll be bubbles, but this is very tight from bottom to top. You see the nice crease right there? These are the little things. The tight line, you see some guys with a crooked line, right? And the thing is some of that aesthetic stuff isn't even gonna necessarily matter in terms of a roof's lifespan, like that line, but when you see guys taking pride in their work, those are the crews who care the most, and the end product is gonna always be the best, the guys who take pride even.
So what we had here in the beginning, Robin, not to interrupt you, I'm sorry, is that we had a whole bunch of, they came through and just put a whole bunch of fill here at one time. Just ISO, pieces of styrofoam, extra filler, because they had leaks. They didn't know exactly where the leak was coming from. So if you could remember from our first video, this was all built up like a little sand dune. Yeah. Do you remember that? Right over here? I tripped.
Yeah.
I even have a scar on my knee because I tripped over what was all built up right here. It looked like sand dunes. So when we removed this all the way to the deck, there was cracks and penetrations all throughout. So what we did, we went through the compliance of the code for Reddington Shores and then Pinellas County, filled those cracks with certain crack sealer for concrete to make sure that those all cracks are sealed before we went back with our, taper and our isolation, our ISO board, to put it down.
Michael, so now, sorry to interrupt you, around this hatch, again, it's the same thing as Matt Arthur's.
Want to do a metal
there's
skirt.
No termination. Yeah, there should be always, if you just grab one of those, Juan should just have the surface mount counter flashing we have in our truck. You should have 20 of them in his at all times, because you just run that around this, 2 pieces, screw, it's done. It just has to have mechanical fastening, otherwise either the wind-driven rain in a hurricane will get right under it.
Yeah, that uplift. And as you can see, we're literally right on the water. This one was an Alibon.
But that really quick, I want to point out. So that's the kind of thing that most companies would not catch and would just leave, because no inspector is going to catch this, no homeowner. Probably will never leak, but probably isn't good enough. Like if we get a hurricane, wind-driven rain can get up and under there. So he's going to get a surface mount counter flashing that goes all the way. And that's something that we just caught on this QC check that, again, the crew missed. So are you tapered? Are you ollie-bonded the whole way?
We're all the way. So we went up and over all the way to here. And then that's, I know you can't feel all the way underneath, but that's where we're at, man. Right there.
Feels pretty good. And then you're screwed on this. He used Ollie-Bond. He used a low-rise foam to adhere to hold this metal. So
we had a lot of.
They're pretty solid.
We had a lot. Yeah, I tried to yank on it on both sides. Over in this area, right here, or right here. So this is a low spot. So possibly not all the water will be able to escape out through the scupper head. So the water will sit here until more positive flow will push that water out through the scupper head. or it will pull up. And pulling means that the water will be stagnant, and it is rated within 48 hours with the TPO from the manufacturer that it usually evaporates within a 48-hour period of time.
Overall, I would give this roof I would give it an 8. It's not
Hey!
I would give
One
it an
bite,
8
everyone
'cause
knows the rules,
we
right
found,
there.
We found some neoprene washers that need to be fixed and some silicone on, a little bit of silicone over there. We found some details, about 3 or 4 details. The little hatch thing, not the hatch thing.
That's the
trash compactor
trash
top. So give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is still very good, but the difference is one thing, we're here walking the site and then finding those things. Those are not things that are gonna leak year 1. They just won't. Those are problems that might come up year 5 or year 8. And that's the kind of thing that matters. That's why us as a company, we give a 10-year labor warranty, because we know how long these roofs need to last, and then we do a final walkthrough to find these points and then address them like in this situation. So overall, great roof. It looks beautiful. And then we'll try to get back out here when we're doing the gutters.
Trust Roofing, we built the sky. First time perfect, no need to retry.